What is poker equity realization, and how does it counter bluffs? Imagine you're holding a hand that has a lot of potential but isn't guaranteed to win. How you turn that potential into actual chips depends on something called poker equity realization. This concept is all about how well your hand can convert its theoretical strength into real winnings after all the betting and decisions are made. Think of it as the difference between having a strong hand on paper and actually winning chips at the table. Your equity is your share of the pot if everyone showed their cards and no further betting happened. But in real play, you have to act after seeing how your opponents bet, raise, or fold. Equity realization measures how much of that potential you actually get to keep. If you have a hand with high equity realization, you can turn your chances into chips more often. If it's low, you might be losing value even with a strong hand because of poor decisions or bad position. Position plays a big role here. Acting last or being in position gives you more info about your opponent's actions. This extra info helps you make better choices and realize more of your hand's equity. Out of position, you have less info, so you might not realize as much of your hand's potential. Opponent's range and aggression also matter. Facing a tight, passive player means you can realize more of your equity. Facing a loose, aggressive player can cut into your potential because they put pressure on your hand. The type of hand you hold influences realization too. Hands like suited connectors or small pairs can make straights or flushes, so they tend to realize more equity after the flop. Weak hands, like unconnected low cards, often realize less because they're relying on luck and specific board runouts. Stack size is another factor. Deep stacks allow for more complex plays, increasing your chances to realize your equity. Shallow stacks often mean all-in situations, where your raw hand strength is all that matters. Skill level is key. Good players know when to bet, raise, or fold to maximize their equity realization. They also know how to read opponents and adjust their play accordingly. When it comes to countering bluffs, understanding this concept becomes very useful. If you know your hand can realize a good share of its equity, you're more confident calling or raising bluffs. You see that even if your hand isn't the strongest now, it has the potential to win more chips if the situation improves. On the other hand, if your equity realization is low in a spot, say you're out of position or facing a very aggressive opponent, you might want to fold more often. This prevents losing chips on hands that won't realize their value. So, poker equity realization helps you decide whether to call, raise, or fold against bluffs. If you can realize your equity well, you can exploit bluffs by calling more often, knowing your hand has a good chance to win over time. If your realization is poor, folding more often keeps you from losing chips to bluffs that might succeed against weak hands. In simple terms, understanding how well your hand can turn potential into actual chips helps you fight back against bluffs. It guides you on when to be aggressive and when to be cautious. By focusing on your ability to realize your equity, you can make smarter decisions and keep more chips in your stack, even when facing deception at the table.